papers. Now I'm working with patients. My pay is 50% more than what it was prior to Stotzenberger.
Stotzenberger College. Go to sctoday.edu.
Now, in HD, 1 hour earlier, this is Fox Toledo News at 10.
A storm system is developing right now, and it's headed our way.
So just what kind of storm should we be prepared for? Let's toss it over right away to the expert, Robert Shields. Robert, what are you tracking right now?
Well, tonight we're seeing an incredible amount of lightning off to the west, passing through Chicago into northern Indiana. The National Weather Service has just now extended a severe thunderstorm watch across into Hillsdale County and also our western two-tier of counties here in Ohio. That includes Williams, Defiance, Van Wert and Putnam, Paulding counties, also Fulton, Henry, Putnam, and Allen counties. At this point, it does not include the Toledo metro area or Lucas and Wood counties, and this watch extends to 5 a.m. So we're still looking a little ways off into the overnight before these storms get here. There are warnings coming out of Chicago into northern Indiana right now. We'll look at them with our Storm Track Doppler, and you'll get a peek at this amazing lightning display coming along the south shore of Lake Michigan into Gary, Indiana. Michigan City seeing an incredible display of lightning out over the water. Strike counts have been up as high as 4,000 and 5,000 in a 5-minute span. Right now looking at close to 3,000 lightning strikes there as this treks across into northern Indiana. Some of the lightning spreading out in advance into the South Bend area near Plymouth, Indiana. Well, how impressive that looks. There have only been a couple of sparse wind damage reports so far from this. So overnight, we do expect to see showers and thunderstorms move in. There is a slight risk of severe weather, and we will be here with you all night to get any warnings to you as quickly as possible. Time comes. We'll look closer at the timing of this coming up, Ashley.
Well, cash, coins, and even the titles to 2 cars, that's what thieves stole from a local family, and tonight investigators need your help to catch them. It happened in Adrian up in Lenawee County. Now Megan Sanctorum is here with more. Megan, you had the chance to speak with the family.
That's right, Ashley, I did. This theft happened back in March, but Michigan State Police say tonight they need tips from the public to solve this crime.
Would honestly not wish this on my worst enemy. I can't even begin to tell you how difficult the last 2 months have been since this has actually happened to us.
This sign sits in Tim Wilson's front yard. He put it up after coming home from work on March 18th to find this window broken and the sliding glass door pried open.
You truly don't know how this feels until it actually happens to you.
A large amount of cash, jewelry, even titles to a car and motorcycle were all taken from his home.
It's never the same. I'm always nervous what I'm going to find when I come home from work anymore. Nervous about even leaving the household unattended.
Police tell us they've run out of leads and they're hoping someone out there knows something about this case.
It's an uneasy feeling. Wondering, will they actually attempt to try to come back or make their way into the home again?
If you have any information that could help police, contact Crime Stoppers of Lenawee County by calling 517-266-6161. You can also text your tip or submit it online. We'll have instructions for that on our website, ToledoNewsNow.com. As always, tipsters can remain anonymous. Reporting tonight, I'm Megan Sanctorum.
New tonight at 10 Point Place, residents are taking extra care after a string of break-ins. At a Block Watch meeting tonight, a speaker from the Department of Neighborhood stopped by to discuss cleaning the area. They also discussed safety precautions residents should be taking after a rash of break-ins up that way.
Just keep your eyes and ears open, and don't be afraid to report because they can be anonymous tips.
And you can make those tips to the police department or through the Point Place Block Watch Facebook page. As police continue to investigate these break-ins, they are urging Point Place residents to take extra care to keep things out of sight.
Toledo police tonight say solving a string of violent robberies is one of their top priorities. TPD says the first one happened on May 5th. Since then, there have been 4 more. In all the cases, 2 black males walked into the store. One went to the register or safe and demanded the money, while the other stood and watched the door. 4 out of 5 of these crimes happened in South Toledo, 4 at stop-and-go stores, and 1 at a Sunoco station. The most recent at the stop-and-go on Broadway last night when the robber hit the clerk with his gun.
These are two individuals that have a propensity for violence. That's why we need to figure out who they are and get them behind bars as soon as possible.
Police are working to get surveillance video to us so we can give you a better idea of what the suspects look like. Police urge you to call 911 immediately if you see anything suspicious. And if you have any tips on these cases, call Crime Stopper at the number on your screen.
The local man accused of killing a 3-month-old baby is behind bars tonight, expected in court again next week. 20-year-old James Henderson was arraigned via video in Bowling Green Municipal Court today, charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of a 3-month-old baby on May 17th. The sheriff tells us the baby had some brain trauma. The Wood County Sheriff has not released how Henderson is related to that baby. Charges could be filed against a Sylvania high school student after police say he brought a knife to school. According to police, a folding knife that had a 3 1/4-inch blade was brought into Sylvania's Southview yesterday. They say no one was threatened and it is an isolated incident. The school is recommending the teen's expulsion.
A local fire department is facing a $1 million shortfall here pretty soon, and they're hoping a levy will keep them afloat. But if they don't get it, it could mean changes in how they're able to keep you safe. Jennifer Steck is live in Sylvania Township with all the details. Jen?
Yeah, it's still too early to determine what kind of cuts would be made if a levy fails, but township officials and fire department officials do know if that levy does fail, it will impact you, the public. A levy may be needed for the Sylvania Township Fire Department to avoid a $1.2 million budget deficit in 2016. So how did the department get to this point? A $1.25 mills levy that was passed in 2008 was supposed to last just 5 years. But the township and department had to stretch it by an additional year. Now the money has run out. Officials are still trying to determine what size levy to request.
Is this going for raises for the firemen? I'm not against that, but is that where that money's going? Where is that money going to go?
It's a question raised by more than just one person. According to the department's chief, money from the levy, if passed, would fund a new fire prevention officer, a position lost in 2001, as well as potential additional staffing.
Our EMS calls are going up about 28%, and our fire calls are going up about 19%. So we have to be able to have enough personnel to take those calls.
And if the levy fails?
If the funding doesn't come to the department, we're going to have to reduce our manpower, which is going to increase response times. There's very few choices that we have. I know no one likes to hear about it, but there's very few choices. There could be some hard choices that we're going to have to make in 2016 if we don't get the levy.
Now, township officials and fire officials are shooting for a levy to be on the November ballot, and they're looking for public input over the next 2 weeks. They hope to have a decision made on how big this levy is and when exactly it will be up for a vote by sometime in July. Live in Sylvania Township, I'm Jennifer Steck.
Well, if you drive on I-475, you may notice the large cracks in that new pavement there. Well, guess what? ODOT is working to fill those cracks right now, which could create a snag in your commute. Emily Voss joining us with the details about this project. So, Emily, how will this affect drivers?
Jerry, it's already affecting drivers. Work started on I-475 at the Auburn overpass about 7 tonight after the evening commute. ODOT officials have had their eyes on the pavement between the Monroe Street exit to I-75 and told us back in March once the weather let up, they'd begin looking into it. Well, now you can expect to see crews out there working through the night, filling the cracks in the pavement. They'll be working every day from 7 in the evening till 6 in the morning through June. And because of that, lane restrictions could be in place on I-475 from Monroe Street to I-75 and on I-75 from Detroit Avenue to Berdan Avenue.
It's frustrating. It's impacted the public for years. We built the road under traffic. That was very difficult, and now we basically have to wait for the water to drain out from under the pavement, so that way we can go in there and finish it once and for all.
Also, starting tomorrow night at 10, the following ramps will close. The ramp from northbound I-75 to westbound I-475. To detour, you can take Phillips Avenue southbound I-75. The ramp from eastbound I-475 northbound 75, so your detour would be southbound I-75 Detroit Avenue. Now, it's really confusing. I know there are a lot of things going on, but you can keep up to date with this project as well as all the other construction projects that will affect you by heading to the traffic section of our website, ToledoNewsNow.com. For Fox Toledo, I'm Emily Voss.
The General Motors recall headache continues to grow. The automaker recalled another 2.4 million cars and trucks today. The crossover SUVs being recalled all have a problem that can cause the front seat belt to separate from the car during a crash. GM said it is a serious enough problem that it is ordering dealers not to sell 2009 to 2014 models of the vehicles until these repairs are made. Better have a good amount of cash if you're in the market for a new home. According to Reality Track, a record 43% of home sales this year have been all cash deals. Strict lending standards combined with low inventory continue to give the advantage to investors and other cash buyers in this housing market, especially in Detroit, Miami, New York, and Atlanta.
In international news now, flooding in Serbia, killing at least 43 people so far. Survivors struggling to repair damaged homes caked in mud. The rivers in Bosnia in Serbia overflowed after the region got 3 months of rain in just 3 days. Now, swollen rivers are expected to reach new peaks as floodwaters move downstream, and people are preparing for the worst all over again. Vice President Joe Biden is in Romania today to reassure NATO members of the United States' commitment to that region. The visit comes amid the unrest in neighboring Ukraine after Russia's takeover of Crimea.
Europe's borders should never again be changed at the point of a gun, which is why we continue to condemn Russia's illegal occupation of Crimea.
The vice president urged NATO and European countries to continue their sanctions against Russia. Biden will meet with the Romanian president tomorrow.
A deadly attack in central Nigeria. 3 blasts rocked a bus terminal today. Nigeria's emergency agency says at least 118 people are dead. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the bombs, but Nigerian police say they resemble similar acts by Boko Haram. Rescue crews say still tonight fires are raging in nearby buildings and the death toll is expected to rise. Well, with just over 3 weeks left until the World Cup, there is more concern about Brazil's ability to handle millions of fans there. Yesterday, their airport flooded and part of the airport's roof actually collapsed as well. The city will be hosting 4 games during the tournament, and the airport is a critical access point. The World Cup tournament begins June 12th.
Coming up on Fox Toledo News, it's a police officer forced to jump 30 feet off a bridge. We're going to tell you why he did it.
Plus, 1 year later, more Oklahoma still trying to recover from a devastating tornado. We'll take you there.
And later, the body of a local Korean War vet finally coming home after more than 60 years. We're going to share that story.
I feel like you settled.
What?
With our satellite TV and DSL combo.
Right.
Just wish we had a better option.
You do have a better option. Get a better bundle from Time Warner Cable with no long-term contract required and internet that is 33 times faster than DSL.
No more settling in this house, huh, babe?
Yes. Yep.
Call 1-855-1-TWC to get a bundle starting at $79.99 a month. Now with unlimited free calling to Mexico. Get HBO and Cinemax free for 3 months with a qualifying package. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
If you or a loved one are a victim of a surgical or anesthesia mistake, brain injury or paralysis, birth injury, late diagnosis or cerebral palsy, or wrongful death, Elk & Elk's medical team uncovers medical mistakes. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
You're injured in a car accident that wasn't your fault. Don't just hire anyone. Elk & Elk's strength comes from winning over $500 million, including the largest verdicts and settlements in many Ohio counties. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
York, it's just what you're looking for.
At Yacht Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we've got deals for everyone. Right now, everyone lease the new 2014 Jeep Cherokee for $229 a month. Sign and drive. Or everyone lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee for $319 a month. Sign and drive. Plus, shop over 1,000 Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Rams. Check out the Dodge 100-year event at Yacht Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Or just...
My friend Archer was injured in an accident. It took 4 surgeries to save his ability to walk. Today with
Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Archer laughs and plays like any other child. Because of the generosity of our employees and customers, Speedway has grown to become the largest convenience store contributor, donating more than $60 million directly to local hospitals. And for the third year, a portion of every Speedy Freeze or fountain sale goes directly to help create miracles for local kids. What do you say, gang?
Thank you.
Fox Toledo News is brought to you by
Well, we have just a very moving story to bring you tonight of a Toledo man killed in action more than 60 years ago.
He was first buried on a Korean battlefield, but through the magic of DNA, he's coming home. Tim Miller is live at Ottawa Hills Memorial Park. Tim.
Ashley and Jerry, remains of unidentified Korean or dead were moved from Korea to a cemetery in Hawaii in 1954. Now, that was 4 years after Corporal Harold Reed was killed. Well, on Saturday, he will be buried here, finally back home. Now, Corporal Reed was 23 years old when he was killed in action at the Chosin Reservoir battlefield in North Korea. His remains had been moved to a cemetery in Honolulu, and until recent years, his family had no idea that he was one of them that was moved. Reed's brother-in-law, Bill Power, was determined and sent a letter that Reed had sent to his mother during the war to POW MIA officials. Well, DNA from where he licked the envelope, along with x-rays of his battle wounds, just confirmed that Corporal Reed was in that Hawaii cemetery. And this Saturday, just 2 days before Memorial Day, he will be buried at the family plot here at Ottawa Hills Memorial Park. It will be a happy end to a long, sad saga of loss.
There was many a Christmases that his sister would go back and cry because he was gone. She missed him so much. He's coming home, finally coming home. And his mother and sister are in heaven just jumping for joy.
Well, the Marine Corps Honor Guard will provide full military honors to Corporal Reed here on Saturday. The burial will begin at noon. Should be very emotional for everyone involved. Reporting live tonight in West Toledo, I'm Tim Miller.
Wow.
Talked with a family member last night, and he's talking about this mixed emotions, how his mother, his aunt they always wanted to get him home, and they passed too soon. But yet he is still coming home, so there's that sweet side of the bittersweet.
Home where he deserves to be, and finally some closure for family members.
I think so.
Well, today marks 1 year since the deadly tornado that ripped through Moore, Oklahoma.
And today the city marked this anniversary with a solemn ceremony.
We are Oklahoma strong, and that's what not only did we see within ourselves, but the whole nation saw it and the whole world saw it. And for that, I am very proud today to be an Oklahoman.
Today's anniversary tribute was part of the groundbreaking for the new Moore Medical Center. It was destroyed when the tornado rolled through. The EF5 tornado carved a 17-mile path of destruction through that city.
George Howell was on the ground that day, and now he's back in Moore speaking with families still trying to recover.
Never before seen video.
You can hear the roar?
Yeah.
It's right there. We're good.
Of a family on the run.
That's it. It's right there.
A monster in the rearview mirror.
Oh my God.
Every second, every decision.
I'm going through the field.
A matter of life and death.
We're going to be good down here.
Drove south, fields, over curbs and fences to get out.
The Brodericks returned only to find that they'd lost everything. But they had a much bigger concern in mind that night, digging through debris and finding the missing.
I got in.
And that is when we first met.
It was just carnage. You know, but it had to be done. People needed to be helped, and so I started rounding everybody up. People were just running up and down the streets, and I got them hollering out, you know, if you can hear me, call out.
He's my hero. I mean, not only did he save our lives, but I know he saved some other lives.
On with the lights.
The Brodericks consider themselves among the lucky.
The front door to be here.
Slowly but surely rebuilding their home. But this community also suffered some heartbreaking loss. 24 people died that day. 7 of the dead were students, killed inside Plaza Towers Elementary School. The building was all but leveled. One of them, Danny Legg's son.
My son Christopher had a little friend down the hall that was crying and upset about the weather, and he asked his substitute that day if he could move down the hall. She allowed him to, and he covered his little friend when the wall came down.
The old building didn't have storm shelters. The new school that's going up will. And you find throughout this community that new homes are being built with storm shelters in place, just as the Brodericks are planning.
We're gonna build our storm shelter right here, kind of between the second and third cars.
It's right there.
After what this family, like many others, saw and experienced 1 year ago, not being prepared for a disaster like this is no longer an option.
I can hear the roar.
It was George Howell reporting. You heard him make mention of the Plaza Towers Elementary School where 7 children died. That is going to be rebuilt on the same site, and this time they are going to have that new safe room shelter installed there.
Well, it's still not clear what caused a deadly hot air balloon crash in Virginia 2 weeks ago. The National Transportation Safety Board released its preliminary report on the crash today. They found a 2-mile path of debris littered the ground after the balloon hit power lines and ignited. The balloon's pilot and 2 passengers died. The NTSB says the balloon was inspected last August and had accumulated over 270 hours of flying time. In Russia, a cargo train derailed and crashed into a passenger train near Moscow. The country's interior ministry says that based on preliminary information, 5 people were killed and at least 40 others injured. Moscow's public transport department says a crack in the railway line could be what caused the accident, but it is still under investigation.
A Texas police officer is recovering after he was forced to jump off a bridge, and it's all caught on his dash cam. Officer Kenneth Lewis was assisting on a routine traffic stop when he heard screeching tires, saw a car crash into his cop car, smashing it in his direction. In a split second, he jumped 30 feet off the bridge. Investigators say the driver, an elementary school teacher, was drunk at the time. She's charged with intoxication assault. That officer is expected to recover. Coming up on Fox Toledo, an update on the nearly 3 dozen dogs seized from a Toledo home. How are they doing now? We're going to have those details.
Thunderstorms continue to head in our direction tonight. I'll have the details of your forecast coming up.
Your top 2, Caleb and Gina, in front of over 7,000 Idol fanatics.
The Idol 2-night finale kicks off on a special night. Don't miss John Legend, Paramore, Lady Anna, and more. Plus, the Idol judges perform.
This is what I've been waiting for.
The Idol finale. Watch and tweet live Tuesday and Wednesday on Fox.
This is a head-to-head challenge. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
Flurry. Okay. This is awesome. Woo!
Wow, a lot more pickup than the Honda. The Fusion does not feel like a 4-cylinder. Is that because of the EcoBoost?
So with the Fusion, it just has a younger vibe to me. The winner is Ford Fusion, hands down.
During the EcoBoost Challenge, get a Fusion with up to $2,500 cash back. Or returning AZ plan lessees can lease for just $179 a month for 24 months.
Okay, listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure. 24 vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and 9 grams of protein.
Ensure, nutrition in charge.
Ladies, 1 cream, no sugar.
Yes.
Black, no cream, 1 sugar, with a bacon and cheese McGriddles.
Why does she get a McGriddles?
That's the way she takes her coffee.
McCafe coffee and the bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles. So how do you take yours?
Williamsport, PA, your typical shale energy town. New jobs, renewed hope. Listen and you'll hear questions like, how are you protecting our water? You answer by encasing your wells in multiple layers of steel and cement, by monitoring and testing as you drill for oil and natural gas. You do this because you know success in a town like Williamsport means success for us all. Shale, the energy to do it right.
Once in a while, everything falls into perfect harmony, and you find yourself in exactly the right place at the right time. Just be sure you're in the right car when it happens. The 2014 C-Class Sports Sedan. Power, performance, and style in total alignment. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
When America wants the truth, they go to one man, Maury.
You are telling the truth.
Weekdays at 4, only on Fox Toledo. Tracking storms straight to your neighborhood. This is your Storm Track weather forecast. Certified most accurate.
Tonight, we continue to track a cluster of very heavy thunderstorms that come through the Chicago area. Now, there have been reports of hail in Chicago as large as 2 inches in diameter and a couple of wind gusts reported to 60 miles per hour. This cluster of storms moving into Indiana is prompting some severe thunderstorm warnings as it moves in that direction. And you can see if it continues on its current path, it will make it across the state and into northwest Ohio here sometime after midnight tonight. Now, well in advance of that, maybe some light rain that scoots into our western counties, and we are starting to see some returns on our radar screens into Williams and into Hillsdale County. There is a severe thunderstorm watch that's been issued by the National Weather Service. It includes Hillsdale County, Williams, Defiance, Fulton, Henry, Putnam, and Allen counties. This runs until 5 a.m. and you get the picture here. We are at the extreme eastern end of this watch that extends from the Chicago area all the way across Indiana and southern lower Michigan. The warning closest to us is for that storm just moving into the South Bend area, and we'll continue to track this system as it works in our direction. There was some late day sunshine, heated things up here that's providing some of the energy for this cluster of storms, and you can see as it works east, it's starting to turn toward the south. This is a familiar weather pattern. We've seen it so many times, and because of that, I think the biggest risk of any severe weather tonight is going to be from Defiance on down toward Findlay and points south from. That is not to say that we aren't going to have a thunderstorm here in the Toledo area tonight, just that right now we are not included in a watch area, and severe weather here is not as likely as it will be in this area here. And you can see in our hour-by-hour forecast after midnight, the focus of thunderstorm activity comes into Defiance County, across Putnam County, and into Hancock County. The chance will exist here in the Toledo area, but the chance is much higher to the south. Once we get past 8 a.m. tomorrow, the sun's going to come out, things will heat up, and I look for a high around 80 degrees, a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, especially in our southern counties, again, during the day tomorrow. Once we get to Wednesday night and into Thursday, we see a stretch of dry weather that's going to extend all the way into the holiday weekend. Should be quite comfortable as well. Here's our forecast tonight. A chance of thunderstorms, low 62 degrees, and for tomorrow, expect a high of 81. Morning thunder showers, then partly sunny with just slight chance in the afternoon. Thursday's high drops back to 73. Friday will be 73. Boy, a couple of winners for days there. Great chance to get the yard cleaned up and spiffed up and ready for the weekend. Saturday 78, Sunday 82, and a chance of a thunderstorm come Memorial Day Monday there with a high of 83 degrees. So if you're a light sleeper tonight, you may just have a tough time sleeping, especially over a Defiance way and down toward Findlay.
Yeah, the sky's going to light up, aren't they? At least they have been so far.
He was really amazing lightning show.
He was
Chicago.
emailing the staff tonight. Yeah. Said, you won't believe what's happening over in Chicago tonight.
Something else.
You know, I feel like I'm the opposite. I kind of enjoy sleeping through a storm. It helps me sleep.
It helps you sleep.
It does. You know, everyone will say, I woke up to all the lightning. I'm like, oh, I slept like a baby through it.
Well, you're going to be fine, I think.
I think I'll be fine tonight. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we're working on a number of developing stories for you tonight at 11 over on WTOL 11 News.
Firefighters thought they were just responding to a bus fire, but then the burning bus started to move.
Yeah. But first, another local teacher's in the hot seat tonight, facing a serious accusation from her student. We're going to have the details straight ahead.
And a woman's commute home from work goes from bad to worse. We're going to tell you what happened. Stay with us.
The Arsenio Hall Show is Late Night with a Twist.
LOL.
Tonight,
don't move.
Author, actor, producer, pastor. Arsenio's got the renowned Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Right here.
Plus, X-Men Sean Ashmore and Afrojack performs.
Next at 11 on Fox Toledo.
Sharing unforgettable videos before you'll see them anywhere else. Watch right this minute. Videos first.
Weekdays at 5:30, only on Fox Toledo.
This.
Come see the
biggest little furniture store around.
Come to Vey & Son Furniture in Gibsonburg.
Fox Toledo is sponsored by Reddick Brothers Furniture.
You heard about it first on WTOA 11 News at 5. A teacher is facing a serious accusation from one of her students.
A Whittier Elementary School teacher is suspended with pay, accused of tripping a student. Tonight, Rick Adams speaks to that student.
I was upset, like, I didn't know why the teacher just do that.
What 12-year-old Matthew Henderson claims is that his 7th grade science teacher at Whittier Elementary, Kathleen Odoms, intentionally tripped him.
While I'm walking through the door, she kicks her foot out, and I get hit my leg in my leg. I feel it. I almost fell. I caught myself unbalanced, and I'm shocked. I'm like, did she just trip me?
Matthew's mom, Samara Smith, was very upset when her son came home from school on Friday and told her the news of what had happened.
She shouldn't be there at that school. If you're doing something to hurt a child purposely, you should not be around kids. And she scared him.
Toledo public school officials will be holding a disciplinary hearing for Kathleen Odoms in about 2 weeks. Once the hearing is complete is when the school district will make their recommendation.
We investigate very thoroughly, and then we act based on the facts that are given from the investigation, and we handle situations appropriately.
Kathleen Odoms remains suspended with pay. We were unsuccessful in getting a comment from her. Reporting from West Toledo, I'm Rick Adams.
Well, new tonight at 10, we have an update on all the Shih Tzus seized in West Toledo. All 36 of the dogs are still currently in foster care. According to the Toledo Area Humane Society, the health department came in and gave the owner 10 days to clean up. That deadline is tomorrow. All the dogs are being treated for hookworms, which is very contagious. The owner could still face charges. Hear the frantic screams for help on cell phone video when 5 men get trapped inside a capsized yacht in the state of Washington. Henry Rosoff has this video. Take a look.
Come on! Come on, man! This side, over here! In this amazing home video, you see rescuers and first responders scrambling to save the lives of 5 men trapped inside a brand new 90-foot yacht that rolled over while being launched at Fidalgo Marina.
I just want to thank the Lord that, we all got out safe.
Wade Benda was one of the men pulled from the $10 million vessel after being trapped in a tiny air pocket.
It seemed like forever, but it probably was a matter of, 60 seconds.
We tracked down Benda at his home in Oak Harbor. He fought back tears while talking about the men who smashed open a window to save his life. This side, over here! Over here!
It was kind of a mad dash as soon as that window popped to get all of us out of there.
We walked alongside much of the Anacortes boating community, including Richard Rodriguez, as salvage crews positioned a giant crane to lift the yacht. All the while, many were thinking,
it is pretty incredible they made it out.
After you get out, it's like, what could have been? You're lucky to be here.
Wes Friedel of the New World Yacht Builders said the 90-foot vessel went over just as the crew put it in the water to deliver it to its owner.
A woman's drive home after work takes a turn for the worst, and we mean for the absolute worst. Take a look at this. A bystander noticed a naked man on the street, so of course he started recording on his cell phone. Then, as a woman drives up to the intersection, the naked guy jumps through her sunroof. He then punches her in the face and starts to choke her. She manages to drive her car into a telephone pole. Then police arrest the guy. Police believe he was high on drugs. That woman was not seriously hurt.
That is a bad day.
Bad day, yeah. Now, we hear of teens tweeting celebrities and models to get a prom date, but how about a presidential date? Talia Maselli, a teen in Connecticut, invited Vice President Joe Biden to her high school prom and was shocked when he finally responded. Now, Biden couldn't make it, but instead sent a handwritten card and a corsage. Biden's office is arranging for Maselli to visit the White House to meet with him in July. A new health warning tonight. This one is for your pets. We're going to tell you what you need to know. That's coming up.
Follow the rays of the sun. Follow the flow of the breeze. Follow the curved roads wherever they lead. This is the season to be free. The new look of summer never felt so good. Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on Jeep Cherokee Sport front-wheel drive for $199 a month. Very
I've been wanting to go for a gun. Dad!
What a surprise!
This is my new boyfriend, Mark, I was telling you about.
Nice to meet you. Oh. Gotta run, honey.
All right.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So easy to dip, so hard to put down. New rolled chicken tacos. Tasty shredded chicken, all rolled up with your choice of dips. Only at Taco Bell.
Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. More choices, better services. During the Dodge 100-year event, take advantage of amazing deals. Lease the all-new 24 Jeep Cherokee Sport for as low as $199 per month. Charlie's, on the corner of Illinois and Ford, Mommy.
Grilling. It's all about freshness and great taste. What's your favorite? Salmon? Steaks? Brats? At Kroger, you'll find low prices and great ideas for every barbecue. From carefully chosen, responsibly sourced meat and seafood to advice on grilling the perfect steak. So go ahead, get grilling.
Get private selection Angus top sirloin steak for just $5.99 a pound in the value pack. And bags of Lay's potato chips are 2 for $4. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
Dog owners, beware. The FDA is issuing a new health warning about jerky pet treats imported from China. The agency reports some 800 new cases of pet illnesses since the last warning in October. The FDA says the majority of the jerky treats were from China with flavors that include chicken, duck, and sweet potato. In all, the agency reports a total of about 1,000 dog deaths.
Going to the doctor used to mean a visit with one physician, but today many caregivers are moving away from one-on-one doctor-patient relationships and more toward a team approach to medical care. So how will this change your visit to the doctor? Brandon Jones explains in this special report.
When Evelyn McLean goes to her doctor's office, she might see a nurse practitioner or medical assistant or even a dietitian.
They're always on top of their game here. I enjoy the team approach.
Experts say an increasing number of practices are adopting a team-based model of medicine, with a group of medical professionals dividing up responsibilities and freeing up the supervising physician.
Idea here is that I don't have to do the entire job myself. I have 10 employees that work for me, and we all have a different view of how to take care of a patient.
A team might include a nurse practitioner, a physician assistant, a medical assistant, a care coordinator, a nurse, and office manager, even a dietitian or clinical pharmacist, each team member having a unique role and skill set, which experts say is good for patients.
They benefit from having these different styles, these different training, different levels of expertise.
Both the American Medical Association and the American College of Physicians have put their support behind team-based models.
We think ahead of the visit so that when the patient is coming in for an appointment, we've already met to figure out what does this patient need.
Experts say good teamwork is necessary for this model to work.
The interaction between members of the team is very important. They respect each other, they work well together, and if you have that, you have great patient care.
Of course, there may be times when a patient may prefer to see their physician to deal with more than just a complicated problem or just because they feel more comfortable. Doctors say they work to accommodate patients' wishes.
That may come at a cost in terms of timing because the nurse practitioner, for example, might be able to see you today, and I might not be able to see it until tomorrow. But if the patient's given the option, then they can make the choice that works best for them.
But doctors say most patients are happy to have the extra attention from other team members.
I've had patients leave the room with me and spend an extra 20 minutes with the nurse care manager going over their diet. So the patients are getting more attention in terms of taking care of the problems that they're struggling with.
And as for Evelyn, well, she's on board with having a full team of health professionals.
They're a good support system. They work well together.
That was Brandon Jones reporting in terms of costs to patients. The American College of Physicians says typically the copay is the same no matter which team member a patient sees.
Well, that storm's heading our way, so how bad will it get?
Robert tells us just what he's tracking. It's next.
Shopping for glasses can be very expensive, but at Stanton Optical, I get 2 pairs of eyeglasses for only $69 plus a free eye exam.
2 pairs of eyeglasses for $69 plus a free eye exam. Call 877-STANTON for nearest location.
This is a head-to-head challenge. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
The Escape can go. Ford Escape takes off really fast compared to the CR-V. I tried the RAV4. I liked it. Tried the Escape. Blew my mind.
Oh, wow. Cool. I don't know when Ford went out and just got awesome.
During the EcoBoost Challenge, get an Escape with up to $2,000 cash back. Or returning AC plan lessees can lease for just $189 a month for 24 months.
You can't go here. You can't see this. You couldn't get past the first door. Even if you did, you never get close to the second. Only Revolt gives you a side of music you've never seen before. And only Time Warner Cable gives you Revolt anywhere you go on any screen. Whatever you're passionate about, we invent better ways to love it even more. Join Revolt with Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Odd Grilling. It's all about freshness and great taste. What's your favorite? Salmon? Steaks? Brats? At Kroger, you'll find low prices and great ideas for every barbecue. From carefully chosen, responsibly sourced meat and seafood, advice on grilling the perfect steak. So go ahead, get grilling.
Get Private Selection Angus Top Sirloin Steak for just $5.99 a pound in the value pack. And bags of Lay's potato chips are 2 for $4. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
Brown Honda is making headlines, celebrating 88 years of business. This just in, $88 a month and you can drive a new Honda. That's $88 a month on the all-new Honda Accord. Card Driver's 10 Best winner for the 28th year. Or $88 a month on a new Civic. Even $88 a month on a Honda CR-V. Reviews say the competition should be very, very afraid. Plus, just in time for Memorial Day, an extra $1,000 off in military appreciation offers. All during the 88th anniversary sale.
At Brown Honda, your hometown dealer.
Shopping for glasses can be very expensive, but at Stanton Optical, I get 2 pairs of eyeglasses for only $69 plus a free eye exam.
2 pairs of eyeglasses for $69 plus a free eye exam. Call 877-STANTON for nearest location.
Fox Toledo is sponsored by the Social Security Disability Lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Tracking storms straight to your neighborhood. This is your Storm Track weather forecast. Certified most accurate.
We are approaching 11 o'clock here, and a lightning strike counter off to our west is still lighting up in the thousands of lightning strikes each 5-minute period as this storm draws closer to northwest Ohio. There have been a couple reports of hail here across northern Indiana of dime-sized. That's less than an inch in diameter. It does not produce severe damage and is not considered severe, but there is still hail being produced from this storm, along with a tremendous amount of lightning that can cause power outages as it moves west to east. This is going to impact our area during the overnight hours and could very well produce even some power outages here in our local area. Here's what we're looking at. The National Weather Service has a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Hillsdale, Defiance counties, also Fulton, Henry, Putnam, Allen. It does include Paulding and Van Wert counties. This extends until 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, this does not mean that counties not under the watch are going to miss out on showers and thunderstorms. There is still a chance in every county here in our viewing area as this complex works its way east. You can see the watch has extended from Iowa across northern Illinois into northern Indiana, southern Michigan, and extreme northwest Ohio here this evening. The day sure heated up, and we looked earlier at the 6:30 show at these little thunderstorms starting to pop across northern Illinois, and here they come into northern Indiana with very heavy rain. Also some storms up closer to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they're all tracking in our direction. Our hour-by-hour forecast here is going to show you a concentration of these in the watch counties through about 4 a.m. and then a chance of showers and storms across the rest of our viewing area through the remainder the overnight. Tomorrow, I think the sun will break through. We're going to see a high around 80. With that, just a slight chance of an afternoon shower or storm popping up. Once we get to Thursday, it will be smooth sailing into the weekend. Slightly cooler and dry weather. I think really comfortable weather Thursday and Friday to get out and do some planting and get ready to beautify the yard for the weekend. Tonight, a chance of thunderstorms. Our low is 62 degrees. Tomorrow, expect a high of 81. A morning shower or thunder shower gives way to partly sunny skies and just a slight chance in the afternoon. There's our cooler weather for Thursday, Friday. Quite comfortable both days there. And then for the weekend, we warm it back up. 78 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. And with a chance of a thunderstorm on Memorial Day Monday, expect a high there of 83. I think we live in a world of anticipation. We've been watching for hours all this lightning off to the west. It's coming. It's on its way. Just have to be patient. After midnight, it will come across our area.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Ashley's going to be sleeping through it.
I say that now. Ask me tomorrow, but I do like
tomorrow.
a good storm. It just
All right.
suits me.
We'll check back. Hey, one of the area's top athletes wearing the number 42 jersey this year to honor Jackie Robinson. Dan has that story next in your Fox T-Sports Report.
The Arsenio Hall Show is Late Night with a Twist.
LOL.
Tonight,
Don't move.
author, actor, producer, pastor. Arsenio's got the renowned Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Right here.
Plus, X-Men Sean Ashmore and Afrojack performs.
Next at 11 on Fox Toledo.
Every day is a vacation day with a pool in your backyard from DNR Pool Sales and Poolside Shop, the Toledo area's best deal for above-ground pools, specializing in quality American-made pools at great prices. Beat the heat this summer. Complete pool packages, design, and construction of in-ground pools at great prices. Keep your pool clean all summer long with DNR's complete professional pool service. Come on down to DNR Pool Sales and Poolside Shop and let their 40 years of experience create a summer of fun for you and your family.
Tigers beat the Indians 15 of 19 games last year, and you know and I know that means nothing now. It's a new season. Tribe had a walk-off win last night, and they were showing Justin Verlander no respect at all. Second inning, Mike Aviles, a clutch base hit to left. That's going to score 2 runs and a 3-1 lead for the Indians. Verlander gave up 5 runs in the game. Later off Reed, a David Murphy home run. You get the drift how this was going. Indians take it 6-2, series finale tomorrow afternoon. State playoffs continue. Tonight, high school softball districts. Winners play Friday for a trip to regionals. Begin with Notre Dame and Anthony Wayne. Top of 6, Generals in a jam. Game tied at 1. Base is loaded for Notre Dame, and Kalen Ray gets a huge strikeout. That threat is over. We go to extra innings. In the 8th, Eagles with another opportunity, and this time they cash in. Quinn Sabensky, that drives in the go-ahead run. Notre Dame survives Anthony Wayne 2-1. They advance to the finals on Friday. They would face the winner of this one, Perrysburg and Springfield. Blue Devils came ready on offense and defense. Lauren Yates gets an early strikeout. Then later, look at this bomb. Lexi Buck. It's coming at us. Right over center field, over our camera. Look at it hit the camera bag there. Springfield wins it 12-1. Kaiser will be known as one of the best athletes to ever come out of Toledo. State championship in football. He also stars in basketball and baseball. And this spring, something about Deshaun Kaiser, the young man, got our attention. And Jordan Strack explains.
There aren't many things Deshaun Kaiser can't do. He's a 3-sport star and one of the most recognizable faces in Toledo high school history. But it was a conversation that took place before the baseball season that is one of the reasons he's different than most.
This year I saw an opportunity to wear the number 42. I was down to a couple other numbers, 5 and 15, and I figured if you're going to wear one, let's wear one that means something.
The number 42, of course, is the number that Jackie Robinson wore while breaking the color barrier in baseball. Kaiser saw it as an opportunity to show his respect for the legendary player, a decision that didn't surprise his coach.
That's just Deshaun. It's just one more thing he's building in his legacy. I mean, his legacy at Central Catholic is probably right now in 28 years second to none that I've seen, and this just adds a whole different way.
I actually watched the movie last year and really was inspired by it. That was midway through the baseball season last year, but by that time I was already wearing another number. And this year I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to represent a little more than what's on the front of our jersey and on the back of our jerseys.
We know DeShone Kizer as the quarterback heading to Notre Dame, but in this baseball season, he's shown he's much more than that. Jordan Strack, T-Sports.
I'm always amazed and impressed by how fast an athlete can come back from catastrophic injury. Sam Bruno is a senior at Anthony Wayne. Had a torn ACL in August, surgery early September, and look at him now. Track practice, working on handoffs for a relay. That was today. The speed is back. Sam's broken the Anthony Wayne record with a 10.8 100-meter dash. Here he was last Friday, the NLL 100, finishing second to Southview's Malcolm Johnson. Districts are coming up this week, but he's a football player, all Northern Lakes League sophomore and a junior. His knee injury last preseason, well, it crippled the general season. His recovery's on track. Sam is a preferred walk-on to play for the Toledo Rockets next year.
I think January I wrapped up therapy and I started working out with a trainer, and I just got new confidence in myself once I got out of the brace real early, and then just every day just did what I could and tried to strengthen it back, and then once track started, just running as hard as I could.
He's got such an athlete, you know, got a great passion, you know, he workhorse, he loves, you know, to compete. He's a top athlete, you know, and you'd hate to see that on anybody.
It's been a blessing in disguise. I'm going to do everything I can to get out on that field as soon as possible, and I'm just so happy I get to play football again, honestly.
And finally, NBA news. The Cleveland Cavs have won tonight's lottery, and they will pick number 1 in the June draft. And that's T-Sports. We'll be right back.
We told people they were riding in Nissan's most advanced Ultima race car. We lied about the race car part.
I would have never imagined a four-door car could do any of that.
The 2014 Nissan Altima with rear-view monitor. Get to Nissan for the ride of your life and holiday bonus cash. Lease Altima $189 per month. Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on select Nissans. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Innovation that excites.
There's no place like Hollywood. And this summer, there's no better place for music. Introducing the Hollywood Concert Series. Experience all your favorite big-name stars under the stars. See Grammy-nominated country superstar Jamie Johnson as he kicks out your favorite hits like The Dollar and In Color. The Hollywood Concert Series, exclusively at Hollywood Casino Toledo.
Welcome to our sales event.
We hear you have great deals.
Yes, but they're going fast.
Toyotas are safe and reliable.
RELIABLE.
And loaded with technology.
TECHNOLOGY.
Finals are tonight.
I was in a spelling bee once.
Spell expeditious.
Well, I didn't win it.
Get 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash on this 2014 Prius Lookback. Or lease one for $189 a month with no cost maintenance included. Now through June 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
In 2009, my friend Archer was injured in an accident. It took 4 surgeries to save his ability to walk. Today, with the help of Children's Miracle Network hospitals, Archer laughs and plays like any other child. Because of the generosity of our employees and customers, Speedway has grown to become the largest convenience store contributor, donating more than $60 million directly to local hospitals. And for the 3rd year, a portion of every Speedy Freeze or fountain sale goes directly to help create miracles for local kids. What do you say again?
We are just a few minutes away now from WTOL 11 News at 11.
A Marine killed in action in Korea 64 years ago is finally coming home to Toledo. I'm Tim Miller. His emotional return coming up.
And of course, that's a great story. You don't want to miss that.
If you missed it here, we'll have it over on WTO. It is a dandy, and the timing is great. Memorial Day weekend, fast approach.
Couldn't get better timing. Well, thanks so much for watching us here on Fox Toledo News at 10. Up next is the Arsenio Hall Show.
Or in just a couple of minutes, Emily and I are going to have your very latest news over on WTO at 11 News at 11. Thanks for being here.
As a parent, you've seen it all, but you haven't seen